I just got done filming 5 of my favorite neighborhoods here in Warner Robins, Georgia, but here's the kicker. These homes are built anywhere between 1950 and 2015, ranging from $189,000 for the average home sold price in the last 6 months, all the way up to $415,000 in those neighborhoods. Now, when you search online, you might see a lot of beautiful new construction homes with awesome tours walking through, and I have plenty of those on my YouTube channel. But the thing is, a lot of people that are relocating to our area, they miss out on the charm, okay? They miss out on the authentic, beautiful homes that have plenty of character, awesome landscaping, and when you're sitting out on your porch, it's peaceful, you hear birds, you see the squirrels playing, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you where those special little spots are. I'm actually gonna share my screen, show you on a map where they're located, and I picked out one listing that is active on the market for sale right now that we could actually go together and tour so that we can actually see what a typical home in this neighborhood has. I have all the stats for you. Let's go check it out. And hey, real quick before we dive in, if you don't know who I am, my name is Luke Smith. I run the Living in Middle Georgia real estate team. We specialize in video, and if you need help relocating, buying, selling, investing in real estate, it'd be an honor to be able to help serve you and your family. You can text me at 478-888-7808 at any time. We will be able to help serve you at the highest level with all of your real estate needs. Let's dive into it. Let's kick this video off over at Statham's Landing. So this neighborhood specifically, the homes are built between 1990 and 2010. And the first home that we're gonna start off with was actually built in 2003. This one specifically isn't on market. It just came off market, most likely coming back on here pretty soon. But I'm gonna show you an actual street view on Google of what these houses look like, the local area, everything else in between. And I'm gonna let you in on a couple of secrets, because even though some homes are built older, and I understand a lot of home owners or future homeowners, home buyers, they want homes that they can move right into. They're called move-in ready homes. And I work with some lenders and some banks here in the local area that are able to do some really cool loan types. For example, one of them is a VA home reno loan where you can actually get renovations done prior to moving in. So if you want that ugly carpet ripped out, if you want new paint on the walls, you want to gut out a kitchen and build it from the ground up, that is an option as long as equity and appraisal passes. I got your back. If you need help with that, text me at any time, except for in the middle of the night. I'm gonna hit you back up in the morning. But really quick, average home price in this local area, neighborhood specifically, in the last 6 months, 415,000, 3,000 square feet is the average, 4-bed, 3-bath, built between 1990 and 2010. I'm actually gonna start with a street view over here. So you can see over here at 408, beautiful landscaping, okay? Good spacing between the neighbors. And this is just what I'm talking about inside of this neighborhood. And as we go through, there are some 2-story options. And like I was saying, just beautiful landscaping overall. It's established. It's one of those neighborhoods that you're sitting on your porch, listening to birds as you drive through. And the cool thing is, with where this neighborhood's located, it's kind of tucked away a little bit. Not any through traffic except for what's in the neighborhood. And just driving around here, it's peaceful. You know, one of those neighborhoods where people care about their lawns. I absolutely love that. Now, if we kind of back out a little bit, I'll show you where this is. It's right off of a golf course, which is awesome. Southern Landing's golf course. If you ever want to go there, check it out. Great golf course. We have a 9 here in the local area if you do move to our area that you're going to be able to participate at. Now, we are not too far away from Robins Air Force Base. It is a awesome, short 5-minute drive. Right next to a lot of good amenities. You have Publix right here. You have a lot of good stuff. Actually, my absolute favorite place in the whole world, Houston Hardware and Garden Center. Yes, if you live in Houston County, Georgia, it's pronounced Houston, not Houston. This place has beautiful plants. Anything from, you just want to get a couple plants for around to you can buy palm trees here. Okay, some really, really good amenities too. And you can always hit Highway 96 to be able to get into the downtown Warner Robins area off of 96 with Rigby's and all of the stuff that you're looking for, and hit I-75, take that sucker all the way down. And you just keep on going, okay? You're just gonna keep on going. Then you're gonna break off here and you're gonna go all the way down to Clearwater or Dunedin, Florida, because this place is amazing. Getting back to the house, like I was saying, this one specifically, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,700 square feet, built in 2003, a little over half-acre lot, not too shabby, okay? Photos, a little old, cell phone pictures, off market. Now, the home, like I was saying before, yeah, does it need a couple touch-ups? Not too bad, but this is what you're looking at here in this area. And the cool thing is, being able to go in here and to be able to update the property before going in, you immediately have that equity that's going to be going into the home, and you have something that feels new, smells new, looks new, but it's established landscaping and an established neighborhood, and you can pull it off the right way to make sure that you have the things that you need on there. Not a bad idea. Now, as we make our way back through the photos, like I was saying, if you really want to make updates, you can. But with this house being built in 2003 and no updates since 2003, we might be able to get away with a little bit when it comes down to the seller itself. For example, in this home, it's currently off market. It's about to come back on market. We can ask for some stuff, you know what I mean? So that you can have a little bit of an allowance to make sure that if you want to pull that carpet and lay LVP, maybe you want a little bit of new paint, whatever it may be, possibilities. Now, again, big driveway, 3-car garage, all brick, single story, 5.8 acres. We're going to move over to Eagle Springs. Now, this is a very unique neighborhood. Okay. By the way, probably the #1 neighborhood when it comes down to amenities, because hey, we live in Middle Georgia. This is a Warner Robins specifically. You don't really have amenities when it comes down to your local neighborhood. If you go down to Florida, it's usually a different deal. Here, usually don't have much. They have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It has to be Olympic-sized. Don't quote me. I'll show you a video right here. Kind of pan. I'm not a member. Can't get back there. But they have a big old slide, big old little mini water park, and there's a lot of neighborhoods going on back here. And if we go ahead and look over here at Google Maps, you're going to see that this is a big neighborhood. Lots of ponds. It's gorgeous, and you're right next to everything. Now, the property address does say Centerville. However, I'm gonna be honest with you, Warner Robins right here, Centerville's right here. It's a little pocket of area. I still believe this is Warner Robins. Centerville is just its own city, but I don't. If you know, you know, okay? But you're right next to everything, okay? This is the main strip here in Warner Robins. This is Watson Boulevard, and you literally have everything. You have every restaurant that you could ever want. You got Walmart, you got Home Depot, you got Lowe's, you got real tasty food. I can zoom in even more, and we can go ahead and check out this plaza right here. And we are going to have the entire mall complex with pretty much everything that you need, including a movie theater. You have Big Lots in this parking lot, Chipotle, Kroger's right here, Ashley Furniture. You zoom in even more, Best Buy, like I was saying, Kohl's. Lots of good, tasty food. Lots of good, tasty food. But long story short, lots of good stuff. And if you want to bank a right out of the neighborhood and go right here, you're right off of I-75. And if you dead end right over here, you're going right into Robins Air Force Base. Now, just to be able to show you a nice little street view, again, beautiful landscaping. It's established. You are a little bit closer to neighbors. However, the cool thing is, what I've noticed about this neighborhood, people still keep up with their lawns. Nobody's parking on the street. It's just a beautiful, well-kept, established, respectful neighborhood. And even though you are close to neighbors, it doesn't really feel like it because everybody takes really good care of their stuff. But diving into this listing, right, again, the average here in this neighborhood in the last 6 months, $254,000 home price. Average square footage is 2,000 square feet. We're looking at 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms, and we're looking between 2,000 and 2,015 for these being bought. Now, as we look at this house, it's a little bit over the average price point, right? They're asking $279,900, and you saw a $13,000 price cut. Again, when you list your home for sale, you want to make sure that you do what's called a CMA, a comparable market analysis, to know in the last 6 months what has been sold, what is pending, what is active on the market, to see your competition. And me personally, I take photos of every single room, send it over to an appraiser so I know exactly what a bank is willing to loan, so a home doesn't sit on the market and have to take price cuts. Don't like seeing that for my clients. That's not heat. I'm just saying, if you want to hire me, I'm going to help you out. Now, going through these pictures real quick. Again, beautiful 2-car garage, established landscaping, brick, beautiful entryway. And then you go in and you immediately have tall ceilings, right? Double windows. And you got some authentic hardwood floors that looks like the homeowner currently has kept up really well with it. Now, when we go through this actual home, everything looks clean. Have some carpet, but we see that that carpet was freshly cleaned. I appreciate that. Nice little fireplace in the bedroom. Now, countertops, tile in the kitchen. Got that Florida vibes going on. Decent sized kitchen, not too big, but again, when it comes down to something that has less than 2,000 square feet, you can't really expect too much when it comes down to square footage. You have a walk in laundry right off the garage. Again, a couple other bedrooms, some interesting paint color choices. And in the backyard, right, you got a little above ground pool, plenty of concrete. You know, depending on what you would like to do. If I zoom in there, looks like they got a pool cleaner and a nice little gazebo outside. Now, full transparency. We are below the gnat line, meaning that if you live below Forsyth, Georgia, there are gnats in the summertime. You have to expect it. It just is what it is. But, you know, just going overall, when it comes down to it, I think it's a great location. That price is right on now with the price cut and everything else that's going on in between. Not a bad home. Now, moving into Carton Ridge, real quick before we dive into the actual house, average home price in this neighborhood that is sold in the last 6 months, $235,000, 2,000 square feet on average. Again, another 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms. However, this one, 2002 to 2015. Now, to start things off, the location of this neighborhood, we are tucked away inside of a neighborhood off of what is called Fagan Mill Road. Not a bad location because we have Houston County School Education Building right off of here, and we got Highway 41. You can see how close we are to Buc-ee's. This neighborhood almost beats me with how close they are to Buc-ee's, okay? I love Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's, if you've never been to Buc-ee's, is like a super Walmart, but it's a gas station. They have over 200 gas pumps, and when you go in here, you can literally take your wife on date night. But again, nice little neighborhood tucked right over here, actually right off of where my business partner lives over here, Trey, if you've ever seen him on the YouTubes. But I love this location because it's right next to I-75. You're not too far away from everything, and you're right inside the heart of Warner Robins. And at the end of the day, you're going to have Walmart, you're going to have Publix, you're going to have Kroger, you're going to have everything that you need and some decent school systems. And just overall, you're not away from anything. You're tucked away in a neighborhood. However, it's not a bad location. So to dive into the street view for you, just so you can see nice size lots overall. You got a little bit more spacing compared to the last neighborhood that we were in over there at Eagle Springs, and everything is just well kept. Again, you do not see landscaping in new construction neighborhoods. It's tough. They're just building houses. They knock everything down. They knock all the trees down. The landscaping, it's all right. Trying to make a profit, okay? Not trying to be rude. I'm just salty because of my new construction house that I live in. I really just wish I had more trees and established landscaping. But overall, very, very good neighborhood, awesome landscaping. And again, when you go and take a look at some of these neighborhoods and these houses that I'm showing you, they are a little bit older, but again, it's one of those neighborhoods that's just peaceful. It's calm. So this one, 3 bed, we have a 2.5 bath sitting at 1,928 square feet. Now these lots, only a half an acre. A lot of new constructions are sitting at a half an acre as well. However, how they have this home laid out, it feels much larger than that. It's built in 2005, almost $150 a square foot, a little bit high, but your good old Zestimate is saying that on average, it's not too bad. However, like I was saying, if I reference my cheat sheet, average home price here in the local area is $235,000. So as we dive in, we're going to hope that this house has some updates. So moving through these photos, nice established landscaping, good cell phone pictures. Man, I don't even know if this is a cell phone. Go in the comments below and tell me what you think this is. Might be Polaroid. I don't know. Some old photography. I'm telling you what, okay? Real quick, off topic. When you go to sell a property, right? Professional photography, professional video, curb appeal, declutter, deep clean. You'll get more money every single time. So moving on to the next house, we're actually in a neighborhood called Shirley Hills. Now, the average home being built in this neighborhood is 1950 to 1970. So do you have a fancy sign going into this neighborhood? The answer is no. However, I want to show you something special with these homes. Average home price last 6 months, $189,900. Okay, 1,800 square feet, 3 bed, 2 bath, and like I was saying, 1950 to 1970. There's some really pretty homes in this neighborhood. Again, good landscaping, good area. And if you're a first-time home buyer, I'm telling you what, don't let the age of the home scare you. It's all about the quality of the build and then how did the person properly take care of that home. Now, I work with some of the absolute best home inspectors in the entire world. So before you purchase a home, a few things are going to happen, okay? Gonna check the electrical, gonna check the plumbing, gonna check the foundation. If there's a crawl space getting in there, we're gonna check out the roof, age of the water heater. So we wanna make sure that all of those things are good. And also in this house specifically, take a look at this, okay? $254,900, 5-bed, 3 full baths, 2,800 square feet, much, much, much larger than the average home in this area. But what an amazing price for 5 bedrooms. And check this out. It is fully renovated from top to bottom. You have all new paint, you have all new floors, you have a brand new kitchen. Every single thing is updated, even the fancy light fixtures. So at the end of the day, this is one of those neighborhoods I would highly, highly, highly recommend if you're moving from the local area and you might not be familiar, you don't have that much of a budget, or maybe you just are going to live here for 3 or 4 years and turn this into a rental when you leave. Fantastic opportunities. If you need help understanding how to actually navigate that world, again, shoot me a text message, 478-888-7808. I'm here and I got your back. Live in this area. I actually moved over here after I got out of the military, met my beautiful wife. She's from Warner Robins, and I was stationed over at Fort Benning. And everything that I do is real estate, whether it's investing, helping people buy, sell, whatever it is. So if you need that insider scoop, I got your back. And I got a really good team full of people that have been here for decades and decades and decades. And they've been in real estate for a long time. And we don't just practice real estate. We serve our clients at the highest level, and we want to solve your problems. So if you need help, just reach out. I got your back. But as we keep going through here, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Except you can kind of see you got some of that old wood paneling, you know, probably some old shag carpet in here, had that wood paneling that they just painted right over. Everything is looking pretty decent. Now, again, just full transparency, back in these older homes, closet space is next to nothing. You got a little hut here. So that's definitely something that you want to, look out for in the future. I always love the tile in these older homes. Smaller bathrooms, but again, if you can squeeze yourself in there, you're going to be good to go. They did such a good job with this renovation. Let's see. Let's check out the backyard. I like to see this landscaping. Nice new deck on the house. Okay, pine straw. Nice fenced-in backyard if you have animals. Nice little outbuilding. Look at that. See, this is squirrel central. You know what I mean? This is where you want to be at. I like to actually go check this out myself. And if you would like to check this out with me, just let me know. I'd love to be able to show you. Just to kind of show you the local area when it comes down to Shirley Hill, not too far away from everything. If you look at here, this is where my really good friend and business partner Trey goes to church. Fantastic church, by the way. If you ever want to check them out, Shirley Hills Baptist, fantastic place to be able to be at. Next to some school systems, we're right off of Russell Parkway here. It dead ends into Robins Air Force Base. This way, you're going to be able to get to 75. Just north of here is Watson Boulevard, like I was talking about. Great food right here. Some good, decent food spots over here and over here. Taco Shack. Museum of Aviation is right here. If you've ever been to the Museum of Aviation, if not, you absolutely have to go. Check this out. 4.9 stars, 4,700 reviews. This place has almost 100 historical aircraft inside. A lot of events that's going on all the time. Sister-in-law is the marketing manager over there. It is amazing. Last but not least, we are going to dive into a neighborhood called South Oaks. Average home price in this neighborhood in the last 6 months, $250,000, 1,800 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1990 to 2005. And I know these last 2 houses are pretty far off the averages when it comes down to it, but I wanted to show you some things that really throw you for a loop and something that you should really take into consideration. Now, we see that home was built in 1998. We see that it's 0.42 acres. Ain't got no HOA over here. Average home price, $332,900 for this home, not average, but for this home. 5-bedroom, 3 full baths, $2,667. However, you see something right here saying that it's a new construction home. But let me see. Is this a new construction home? We got a little bit of building material over here. We got a kind of a little dingy driveway that needs cleaned up a little bit. And we look on the inside and we can see this looks like a new construction home. But is it really? Does this floor plan look like a new construction? Answer, no. This looks like a fully renovated home back from 1988. So when it comes down to actually looking at homes, if you need a custom home search that leverages artificial intelligence based off of exactly what you're looking for and need, and you want those directly in your inbox and texts, let me know. But we are a client first business over here. And I understand we don't need fancy systems. We don't need all this fancy stuff. We need to be able to solve your problem. That's exactly what we can do. So I can go ahead and get that sent over to you, because there's certain things like this that may throw you for a loop, because the only way for this home to pop up on your home search is if you were to select a new construction. But if you're not looking for a new construction home, you're looking for a fantastic deal at $332,000 for a 5-bedroom home that's fully renovated, that wouldn't have popped up. However, our tools and our systems allow for just that. But again, 1988, 0.42 acres, no HOA, been on the market for a little while, right? We see a lot of stuff going on, but not a whole lot of activity. If we go ahead and take a look at where this is, I know we talked about it not too long ago over at Fagan Mill, not too far away, one of my favorite barbershops, Old World Barbershop. And this is the walk at Sandy Run. This is an awesome, awesome little park that you can go ahead and head over to. I have a whole lot of fun over there with my wife sometimes. This is a nice little hill. You can do some hill sprints. A little funny story, when my wife and I were dating, she used to go over to this park and do hill sprints. And you can kind of see this walking trail. It's a beautiful walking trail. It's very, very safe. It goes through some beautiful trees, and you're not too far away from anything at all. So like I was saying, favorite barbershops right here, but this is the best part. Okay, I actually used to live in these apartments when I first moved over to Warner Robins after getting the Army. Then I moved over to these apartments. So this was a little hub central for me. Kroger, my favorite place to be able to get groceries here in Warner Robins. We got Chick-fil-A. Love Chick-fil-A. Lots of food, lots of amenities, some awesome gyms. You got Houston High School right here, one of the top rated high schools in our entire area. And if you go down a little bit further, Rigby's, you got a water park over at Rigby's as well. Thank you so much for staying until the end of the video. If you need any help relocating to the Middle Georgia area, I'd love to be able to serve you and your family. Just shoot me a text message. I'm here for you for life. And also, if you want to see what one of these homes actually looks like, go ahead and check out this home tour to see what a Warner Robins home has in store for you. I'll see you on the next.